happy people. Welcome to Kimbaskrafts. My name is Kim, and if you're new here, welcome. And if you're back and you've seen any of my other videos, welcome back. Thank you. Guys, did you see? We're over 200 subscribers. Oh my gosh. Thank you everyone who's subscribed and is enjoying my videos. I'm having so much fun making them and just sharing this diamond painting journey. I'm just started diamond painting in January and I am having so much fun. And you know, it's funny because just I would say like a year ago, I would never have made a YouTube. I would have felt like, oh, I would have to be an expert to make a YouTube, and I'm far from an expert. So you guys will see my mistakes, my fumbling, and all of that as I learn and just have fun with this. So I'm just so appreciative for all of the subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. Any of your comments, your likes, all of that. I truly appreciate it. And I hope that you continue to like my videos. I am actually thinking about another series. I am probably going to start it next week. I really wanted to start it this week. And I know I have a lot on my plate right now, right? I have the event with this canvas, the hashtag Run Free DP Along with Craftnado and Mindy's Diamond Moments. And then I'll post a link to their 2 videos which explain the rules in case you're interested in participating in this event. It started on May 1st. And then I have my Diamond Painting Deutschland, which has its own playlist. And yeah, if you haven't seen any of that, if you just want to hop over to the playlist, I have from the unboxing to the kit up to preparing the canvas and week 1's progress. So this is week 2, but it's also week 1 for the event. So I'm trying to get a quarter of this canvas done before I move on to the Diamond Painting Deutschland and do week 2's progress on that. So why do I want to add something? So it's because I am impatient and I'm just like, when am I going to do this? So I've devised a plan to have a 3rd project. And I will go into more depth and detail on that next week. Just keep your eyes and ears peeled for an announcement of a new project next week. I wanted to do it tonight, but like I said, because of the little trip I took over the weekend and I got no diamond painting done for 2 days, I feel kind of behind. So I'm just going to do a little catch up this week, and then next week we'll go ahead and do the 3rd project. Yay! And I'm going to make it a series, so it will be a playlist. But yeah, I think that should be fun too. So there's things happening here. So what are we doing? We are doing a whip and chat. If you don't know what a whip and chat is, WHIP stands for work in progress. And this is currently one of the 2 projects that I have going on right now. Like I said, this is for the event. This is my Lola Rose Diamonds canvas, Beauty and the Bear. And there is an unboxing for this on my channel. I will put a link in the description for you. I don't know how to do the link in the eye thing. I don't know how to do that. Sorry. If I did, I'd do it, but I don't know how. Sorry. So, yeah, I'm just working on this. I'm trying to get a quarter of it done. And once I'm done that, I will put this aside and pull out my Diamond Painting Deutschland and get my week 2 progress done on that. So that's what we're doing today. And I just want to show you, because you know, I got a pug. Ooh, we dragon. I was dragging this morning when I grabbed this cup. I actually had a headache for half the day. Don't know what that was about, but yeah, so we got the scoocher butt. The scoocher butt dragon. Okay, so that's my coffee cup, because you know I always have my coffee. And every time I talk about it, you know I have to take a sip, so excuse me. Okay, and I'm out of my coconut coffee. Nah, actually this is macadamian coconut or something like that. It was in the supermarket, and it's okay. It's not as good as my toasted coconut from Target. So I'm gonna zoom you in, and I'm gonna start working, and we're gonna talk. What are we gonna talk about today, Kimba? We're gonna talk about, okay guys, Elon Musk. Guys, if you're not a fan, put in the comments why. I want to know. I want to know if you're not. I'm a fan of Elon Musk. I just must say. Okay, so I am not an expert on this man. I didn't even know what he looked like a month ago. But I've been watching interview after interview with this guy. And I am so fascinated. I'm so fascinated. So I know not everyone's a fan of him. And I actually Googled, like, why do people not like Elon Musk? And the article was like 10 top reasons people don't like Elon. Like one of them was like, he's pompous. You know, there's the I hate billionaires culture kind of out there right now. So there, and you know, he's obviously the richest man in the world, and he's a multi-billionaire. But okay, so let me explain. So I did not even know what he looked like. I must have been living under a rock. I know I'm definitely living in my own little world. And I didn't really know anything about him until I was diamond painting, and I was watching the Joe Rogan podcasts, and the interview with him came up. Now, I would have never, like, if I had searched Joe Rogan and I saw Elon Musk's name as the guest, I would have never clicked on it. But you know how when you click on one and you watch it and it just plays another one in the series? It did that, and Elon came up, and I let it go because I was diamond painting, and I let it roll, and he started talking, and I'm like, this is really interesting. So I started listening, and I was really fascinated by what he was saying, how he was saying it. And I talked about this in one of my other whippin' chats or kitten chat, I'm not sure which, but I talk about how, you know, when he was asked a question, he took a minute to respond. It's like he thought out everything he said before he said it. I mean, we need a little bit of that more in the world, don't we? We need a little more of that. So it was like, it almost felt like you were watching a computer. Like, it's hard to explain, but I'm sure if you've seen him in an interview, you see he thinks quite hard about what he's about to say. And I thought that was really interesting. So I started watching all these interviews with him. And let me explain to you what I find fascinating about this man. First of all, I don't think he's pompous at all. I mean, and these are just my opinions, right? I mean, maybe he is a pompous billionaire and he's looking down on, yeah. I don't get that vibe from him. Like when he's when he's being interviewed, whether it's by a colleague who, is of high intelligence and, is in the industry that he's in, I don't know, say the guy builds rockets, okay? And he's being interviewed by this guy. He literally gives the same respect to someone who is not even close to his same intelligence. I've never seen him in an interview. He doesn't look at people like, you're an idiot, or like, I literally feel like any one of us could walk up to him and ask him a question, and he would answer it, not thinking, I can't believe you just asked me that, like, you're dumb as rocks, but like really give you a thoughtful, honest opinion on the question you asked him. Like, he's extremely approachable, and I don't know, it just seems like he just loves to share his thoughts. I've never seen him like be condescending or act like the question that he was just asked was below him or beneath him. I've never seen any of that in any of his interviews. Like, I literally would feel comfortable going up to him and asking him a question and not being nervous that he's going to think that I'm an idiot, even though compared to him, I probably am. You know what I mean? Like, where I've worked with, even doctors that could make you feel that way. And I wouldn't feel that way if I saw him on the street. I feel like he would genuinely want to answer my question. So there's that. And then when he talks, the things he talks about, I just think to myself, oh my gosh, it must be exhausting to constantly be thinking the way he thinks. Like, okay, when you play chess and you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to move my rook, I'm going to take the bishop, and then you can't just do that. You can't just say, oh yeah, if I move this rook here, I can take their bishop, right? So you think that, you see that you can take the bishop, but then you're like, but what would happen after that, right? So then you have to picture your piece in the bishop spot and then play out all the scenarios. Well, they could move this here and take that. They could move this here and take that. It seems like that's what he does about like everything. And like, it just seems exhausting, I mean, he just thinks about a lot of his ideas and, his inventions or his plans come from like, he started asking himself like, what's the purpose of life? What's the meaning of life? And it just seems so exhausting to think, if I do this, then this will happen. And then I have to do this, and then I have to do that. Like, and it's not little things. It's not like, if I buy this diamond painting this week, then I can't buy this. Like, it's like huge things. If I create a self-driving car, then drivers will lose their jobs, and we have to figure out what else they can do. And he talks about giving some, like, I don't know, I can't remember what he called it, but the government, paying, giving people salaries. It's just craziness. So anyway, my point is that like, even though his ideas, some of his ideas, they sound like off the wall crazy, like, we need people like him. We need people like him. I mean, think about the first time the doctor, whoever the doctor, invented the open heart surgery and cardiac bypass, right? The cabbages. And think about the first time he said to someone, hey, what if we try taking a vein out of the leg and rerouting the plumbing in the heart? Rerouting the arteries in the heart that are clogged. Like, how do you think that went over? They were probably like, what? Boy, you're out your mind. We're gonna, okay, yeah, let's take our leg veins and put them in our heart. And think about now all the lives that have been saved from that, what is now like a everyday basic surgery, you know, still high risk obviously, but like, think of all the people that have lived because of that. Or the first time someone suggested, hey, what if we take this, the heart out of someone who is legally brain dead and put it into someone who needs a new heart? I mean, could you imagine what his colleagues probably thought when he or she presented that as a possible option? But it's done all the time now, right? And it's progressed and advanced to liver, kidney, pancreas, all of the things, like. But we need innovators like that. We need people who think outside the box. We need people who push the limits. I mean, that's how we advance. It's not going to happen by people like me. I can tell you that much. You know, it happens by people like him. And, you know, he's a multi-billionaire. This man doesn't have to work even 1 millisecond of his life anymore, let alone put his money into developing new things. And when you listen to him, all he talks about is the future and creating a better world. And I really believe that that's, whether or not his inventions end up creating a better world, we won't know, right? But I really believe that that's his intent, and that's what he's aiming and looking to do. So what do you guys think? If you don't like Elon Musk, you know, you won't hurt my feelings. What I know about him is strictly through interviews. I have, just from watching multiple interviews on YouTube, just because I'm so fascinated. But what do you know about Elon Musk, and what are your thoughts and feelings? Do you think he's pompous? Do you think he's do you think his ideas are dangerous? I'm curious. I'm curious to know. But he seems like a super empathetic person. Like, I've watched interviews where if you it's really sad, the one interview where I think if you YouTube search Elon Musk emotional, my heroes rejected me. And he's like in tears. Like, I was like, oh, don't cry. Where he talks about how, you know, his heroes in NASA and space heroes, I believe they said Neil Armstrong was one of them, rejected his, you know, SpaceX work and what he was trying to do, and they were not supportive, and that really broke his heart. And you can see how much he cares about his projects and his vision. And as scary as it sounds, like life on Mars and stuff like that, you know, he's doing it for a good purpose. Like, I just saw an interview where he talks about how, you know, God forbid there's a World War III, and he says, you know, if you look at our pattern in history, the chances of a World War III are very high because we keep having wars. Like, obviously we don't learn from our mistakes. And he says, you know, God forbid we have a World War III. If we had, you know, human life in a space station on Mars and on the moon, we could potentially repopulate the Earth much quicker, or even at all. You know, if we end up having a mass nuclear war where we just kill every living creature on this planet. So, I mean, I think it sounds extremely exhausting and scary to constantly worry about those things. And here's the thing, he's a billionaire. Like, he doesn't have to worry about that. But he worries about humanity. Like, I mean, some people won't even recycle for the future. You know what I mean? I mean, that's huge. I think that says a lot about his character. I don't know. I'm a fan. Even though some of his ideas scare me, like I wouldn't want to go up in space. I'm not that adventurous, I guess. I'm a fan. I think that his intent and his heart is in the right place. So, and the fact that he doesn't have to do any of this. I mean, he could just buy a couple yachts, sail around the world a few times. Like, he doesn't have to bother with any of this. It just shows, you know, how much he believes in it and believes in humanity and humans. And, you know, he said, someone said to him, you know, are you the real Iron Man? And, you know, are you trying to save the world? And he said, I'm just trying to do good things. And, like I said, we advance as a people through people like him. That's why we need people like him. We need people like him. We need people who not only think of these things, but have the guts and the smarts and everything else to put it in motion, right? To try to make it happen. It was very interesting how he came up with SpaceX, the one interview where it was because NASA wasn't advancing. He's like, I kept going on NASA's website and nothing was happening. So he wanted to help raise the money so that they could make things happen. And then he kind of just took it on his own to try to make advancements. So fascinating, you know, that he became the engineer of the rocket ship because he couldn't find one that he felt confident in. So he just started reading books on rockets. Like, how crazy is that? Like, oh yeah, I think I just want to be a rocket engineer. I'm just going to read a bunch of books on rockets. Like, I mean, he was obviously placed on this earth for a reason, and he's full steam ahead with that reason. So kudos to him. So that's my thoughts on Elon Musk. What do you guys think? I'm like really curious to know. If you don't like him, why don't you like him? Is there something I don't know? Because like I said, I've been watching a lot of interviews. I tried to watch an interview with his ex-wife, but I didn't get very far. I was curious to see what she had to say. But yeah, so I was in, when we went away, we went out to eat and saw the craziest thing. I was like, Elon Musk. In the restaurant, okay, I'm going to zoom you out to show you this with my hands. In the restaurant, I look up and there is this like cart that is like a robot cart, a robot tray cart. So it had a tray and it had people's food on it. And say, here's the table. Here's the table where everyone's eating. The waitress is standing in front of the table, okay? And she's standing there. And then all of a sudden, the tray cart zooms up and stops right here. And she literally just turns around and starts unloading the food off of it. I mean, unless there was somebody in the corner with a remote control, that thing did it all on its own. Like, it knew, like, I don't know if they programmed what table to go to, but it literally stopped at the corner of the table like this. And then she just started putting the dishes on the plates of food on the table. And then when she was done, it like turned around and zoomed off into the kitchen. It was the craziest thing. I was just like, I looked up and I'm like, oh my God, it's a robot waiter. And I was so excited to have the robot waiter come to our table, but of course, no, just the regular waiter came with the tray. And we were telling this story to our family after, and they were like, where'd you guys go? And I'm like, Denny's. We were at Denny's, like, and they had this like robot waiter. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, look, it's a robot waiter. And everyone turns around. I'm like, Elon Musk. It was just the craziest thing. Has anybody ever seen a robot waiter like that? I just seen two that I missed. It was so crazy. And then it kept coming out to different tables. But I guess it was for the same waitress too. It was like her little pet. And our waiter, I don't think he had one. But it was the neatest thing. I've never seen anything like that. And I thought that was so cool. So another thing that Elon Musk said in an interview was that he is trying to develop robots that we can all have at our house that we can give commands to. And like, basically, like, you guys know the Jetsons. Meet George Jetson. Jane, his wife, you know. You know. Yeah, isn't their maid Rosie? Their maid Rosie. Yeah, so basically, like, everyone would have a Rosie. I think it's Rosie, right? If not, I'll put her name in here. I'm pretty sure it's Rosie, though. His boy, Elroy. You know, I think Elon, if he has another boy, he should name it Elroy. The double E's. Elon, Elroy. Their dog, Astro. I don't know the whole song, but you know what I mean. If you've never seen the Jetsons, then yeah, I know you're very young. And I'm showing my age right now. But anyway, yeah, and he was saying that it should be very affordable. And you know, obviously there would have to be some major like you can't just upgrade it to do things on your own, and like there would be a kill word so that it would, no matter what it's doing, will stop if you need it to. Like, you know, obviously, so no one can program their robot to kill other people. That would be horrible. There's just so many ways that this could go wrong, I guess. But they were saying, you know, you can get it to mow your lawn and, you know, fetch you a drink and all that good stuff. Hey, if I can get it to clean, to vacuum, do my floors, and my laundry, I will pay payments on that sucker. But yeah, he was saying in 10 years or so, he believes that it would be very affordable for everyone to have. That's his prediction. I like it. And then I saw a robot waiter, so I'm feeling like maybe this is happening. This one's really small. So these drills are very similar to Star Wars, except there's less of those little, there's some of those little tiny dot trash. Here, I'll show you my trash. So you see, there's one, there's one, there's one. But there's not nearly as many. There's a tab on that. This is cut in half. So they're very similar to Star Wars, but there's definitely not nearly as many of those little dots as there was in the Star Wars. So I also, I'm going to show you how I do, since once I finish the square, I'm going to show you what I do with my release paper, because I like to keep the plastic cover further away from where I'm working. I don't know why. I started doing it this way, and this is the way I really like preparing my canvas, my poured glue canvases. So I always use release paper on it now, but I don't take the cover all the way off. I have never done that yet. And I reuse my release paper over and over and over again. I'm using my multi-placer to single place because I don't feel like twisting it. Alright, so let me get the single dots. So yeah, I just wanted to, because I was watching interviews with him all day. I find him fascinating. I know that a lot of people didn't like that he bought Twitter. I don't know why. I'm sure there's political reasons for that, and I don't really do politics. So I know that he says he bought it because he wants to make sure that we have freedom of speech, and that sounds good to me, so I'm all for that. The political parts of it, I don't really know. But I'm trying to find my next color. It's a dark gray. Okay, so far I love the way the trees are looking in this canvas. Really like it. So it got really quiet in here. My dishwasher stopped, and I don't know if you can hear my dog snoring now. She's like in the other room, and I can hear her. Ah, that was a total fail. Also, I bought a laptop today, so to make it easier to make my videos, since I'm going to be posting at least one video a week now with the Diamond Painting Deutschland series, and probably more like 2 videos a week. So that I bought that today, and it's going to be delivered by tomorrow. And also, does anybody know anything about copyright in music? Because they've flagged all of the times that I've done time lapses. Now, the first two, my 2 kit ups, they flagged, and I looked into it more. I'm using Video Leap, but I'm probably gonna stop paying for that and stop using it since this is an issue. But I was using Video Leap to make my videos, and they have stock music on there. But apparently, yeah, the stock music is not considered royalty-free music. I figured since I was paying for it, you know, I was allowed to use it in my videos. I mean, it's a video making program that offers music, but it's just, I don't even understand why they offer music that you're not allowed to use in your videos. It doesn't even make sense to me, but that's a different story. So, fine. Those have copyright claims on them, and I'm just like, whatever. So when I realized that, I went and bought on Audio Jungle, I bought a package for $20 of different tracks of royalty-free music. It says, use in your next project, royalty-free music, and I bought a package. And I used that in my next time lapse. And that was, I believe, preparing the canvas. And they still put a copyright claim on it. I'm like, what the heck? I paid money for this music that's supposed to be royalty free. Why are you flagging this video? So I have to dispute it, which I can't figure out how to do from my phone. So when I get my laptop, I will do that. But what am I doing wrong? Why is that happening? Does anybody know? Has anybody used Audio Jungle? Because that's really annoying, and I really don't want to keep buying music. Especially if it turns out to not be usable. I don't understand what the problem is. Or they're just flagging everything now. So if anybody is a creator that's watching this, that knows anything about copyright claims, if you want to shoot me a comment, I would appreciate it. Or what program do you use to make your videos that has copyright free or royalty free music? Because I am going to stop using Video Leap. I don't see the point in paying them and paying for music. Like, if I can find a program that has both. I definitely am going to be doing more time lapses, especially with this new project that I'm going to start more than likely next week. The only reason why I won't start it next week is if I'm still kind of behind from those 2 days. But I don't think it should be an issue. Although I do have to work 3 days this week still. Almost done. I always save the accents for last. missed one. I think I did that. I just need one of these. One of these. And a few of these. Oh, these are the really soft pink babies. And I still use I just don't press hard. Very lightly pick them up and then lay them down so that the coating doesn't come off. Okay, now let me show you what I do. So, okay. So I like to have 2 rows so what I'll do is I lift this one up. Okay, and I put these down. Actually, I'm going to start on this side now because I want this row down. I put it down here. I know what I'm doing. So I look at about where it should go. Okay, so I want it to go up to that end. Because when I take it off, I want the lines to be straight. See, I don't want to have to adjust the bottom one. Okay, so this way, when I take off this sheet, I can do this whole line. It's not on like half a line. So then I will go across the bottom like this. The second row. Like that. Okay, so then that's the second row. So then this row, when I lay them down, let me see if I can turn this. Okay. This is my new arm. still getting used to I want to make sure that it's not in the middle of a line on this side, on the side here. So I've already taken care of down here. So I want to make sure that I'm not, that when I take it off, I'm not in the middle of a row. You can see this one's been used quite a bit. A little beat up. Like that. So that's how I move it down, if that makes sense. Okay. Well, I think that's all I have for you guys today. Just wanted to show you how I prepare my next row and yeah, give you my thoughts on Elon Musk. I think he's fascinating. I think that deep down he's a good guy. I don't think that, I mean, this is all my personal opinion and this is me just trying to read, you know, him with his mannerisms and his answers and stuff like that in interviews, because that's you know, all the exposure that I've had, and I just think he's very, very fascinating. I think the way he thinks is very fascinating. The things that he worries about, you know, I mean, with all of his money, he literally doesn't have to worry about anything ever, but he worries about everything all the time. And I think that that shows his character. So that's my thoughts. That's my deep thoughts by Kimba on Elon Musk. If you guys want to give me a comment and tell me what you think, if you know anything about him, if you don't like him and what your reasoning is. I'm sorry. Excuse me. It's almost midnight, but your thoughts and, you know, if you have different opinions and why you have those opinions, I would love to hear them all. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up on the way out. And if you want to hear more deep thoughts by Kimba, or want to follow along on one of my journeys, my Diamond Painting Deutschland and Unicorn Kiss, or if you want to see what my next project's gonna be, you can hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, and that will let you know when I upload a new video. And they are becoming more frequent. I wouldn't say more consistent, because like I haven't been on a schedule, but they're definitely becoming more frequent. So I'm going to try to keep it on a schedule, especially the project ones. But yeah, you know, life can sometimes throw you a curveball and you just have to roll with it. But I will try to keep everybody updated. And if, you know, there's a change in plans, try to let you know. So again, you guys have a wonderful evening and keep diamond painting. Take care.